Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of 8-Brit with 2 Brits in top 8. I'm Chris.
And I'm Dan.
He's Dan, and today we're going to talk about
our top 8 games that we played in 2015. Not necessarily that came out in 2015. This isn't necessarily timely either. Probably should have made it earlier, but oh well, we're good.
Yeah, Dan's a busy man.
Yeah,
we probably couldn't do a top. We probably couldn't do a top 8 games of 2015.
I could do a top 3.
Yeah. So yeah,
so
that's the episode. Let's get into it.
Let's jump into it.
My number 8 is Donkey Kong Country for the SNES, though I played it on the Wii U Virtual Console, actually. I actually sort of played this on a whim. I visited Spiegel and QJ in December, and at one point Spiegel suggested playing through the game together in co-op, so we did that and completed it within the time I was visiting. And I had a blast. A barrel blast. Anyway, it was just really fun going through levels, and after adjusting to how the game felt and played, it was just really fun. The game was challenging, but never felt too hard. There was quite a bit of trial and error and memorization, but it was still great fun in my opinion. I like the game's visuals and atmosphere, the music's pretty great, and Cranky is always entertaining and even has like some random tongue twisters. And Dan, I want you to try and read one right now. As you can see in our document, under your list, I have a quote for you to read out.
Oh, I'm not on that document.
Oh,
give me a second. The crafty croctopus corners his crock of collectibles in the coral capers.
Yay! That's not the hardest one, but that was the first one I googled.
Okay.
So
good, thanks.
Yeah.
That was worth my time.
The game has some problems like annoying enemy placement, and sometimes the pre-rendered graphics make it hard to judge where platforms end. But overall, I love playing it with Spiegel, and I'll probably 100% it again and play through it again. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country 1.
Do you want my number 8?
What's your 8, mate?
My number 8 is a game that I played in 2015 and will probably only play in 2015 because it got boring after like a few weeks. It's Splatoon. Splatoon is a lot of fun and it will always be a lot of fun, but because it has an awful map rotation system, every time I think, oh, maybe I should play Splatoon, I then think, oh no, wait, because after about 20 minutes this game will be boring and I won't want to play it anymore. So thanks Nintendo for ruining the best game you have. It's the best game on the Wii U and they ruined it. They squandered it by just putting one tiny thing that ruins the entire experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
May
rip Splatoon.
or may not comment on this later.
Rip Splatoon into pieces. This is its last resort. I will not play it ever again, but it was pretty good when I did, you know. I can't be bothered. I don't want to, think, oh, I should play Splatoon. Oh, wait, Salisbury Rig and Blackbelly Skate Park, cool. I'll play for 5 minutes and go, nah, let's not bother them. Yeah. I wish it was better. Rip Splatoon. But it is a lot of fun, so I enjoyed it in 2015.
7!
Alright, so Super Mario Maker for the Wii U is my number 7 now. I really enjoyed this game despite not having actually played it in months, but it is really good. Making levels I find is crazy addictive. Like, I've only made about 4 or 5, but they're just so time consuming, but in a good way. My last level, which I will put a code for in the description, I'm pretty proud of. My others are more difficult, but the last one I made was has the mole enemies on airships, and I just really liked making that level. It sucks when you play all the crappy levels in 100 Mario Challenge and whatnot, but they added the skipping thing, and they also added in checkpoints and stuff, so the game's always updating with costumes as well. I do like the mystery mushroom. That's another tongue twister. The mystery mushroom costume stuff is a real nice addition to the game. It I like how Super Mario Maker's it's like 4 Mario games, but it has its own sort of feel about it with the quirky editing tools and the Mario dying in a pit and he's still talking or whatever. But I think the game's brilliant, and I love playing with friends levels, and it's addicting, fun, classic Mario gameplay. Yeah, it's pretty great, I suppose. Just haven't played
and also,
too much of it.
You get to play my levels, which is, a treat for everyone, really.
Yes, in the description now.
Do you want my number 7?
Yes.
My number 7 is a game back in, summer. We did episode 5 of 8, where it was the top 8 games we should play. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, you should. This was on my list. It was Far Cry 3. which I'm very glad I got around to. It's a great game. Well, I mean, it's an okay game if you play it how it wants you to play it. But if you find a sniper rifle, you can just camp out on a cliff and pick people off one by one over and over again, and it's broken, and that becomes insanely fun. Like, the comparison of it's like Skyrim with guns is true in the best sense, in that stealth is broken and insanely fun to do, because it's just, it's so good. It also may or may not have one of the best villains in video games. You should probably top 8 antagonists in gaming to find out if it is.
It's all coming full circle here at 8-Brit.
Yeah, it's a good game. Far Cry 3, it's fun, it's got good gunplay, it's got good stealth, it's fun to just shoot bison in the head or whatever and fight Komodo dragons and stuff. It's fun.
That does sound fun.
You're a guy and you shoot things and things die. I like killing things in video games, that's it.
Hooray. So, a game that I actually put on that games we should playlist, my number 6 is Resident Evil 4. I haven't played too much of it again. I played the Wii version, by the way. I haven't played much more of it past what I did in my 5 hours in video. Greatly edited by Todd, by the way. But anyhow, I really did enjoy my playthrough of it so far. There's just something satisfying about going through the adventure and its setting and atmosphere. I enjoy exploring and going to my destination and fending off not zombies and the like along the way. There's a bit of mystery in the Saddler guy, and I'm just compelled to keep playing. You might not believe me when I say that, since I haven't played any more since October, but I still really do want to continue it. I like buying new weapons from the merchant, exploring, being immersed and such. The game has like some awesome big moments in it too, like fighting a massive troll, fighting a massive fish monster on a boat, and the big cheese guy mutating into a horrible, grotesque thingy. I do wish the game was a bit more tense and scary, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty awesome, and I will get to it again and finish it. So yeah, Resident Evil 4.
Nah, bad game.
Okay.
Resident Evil, more like Resident Drivel. Am I right? Am I right, Chris?
Just give me your 6.
I was really hoping I would be able to think of something wittier for that, but nothing happened. Do you want my number 6?
Yes.
You already asked for it, so yeah. My number 6 is a serial killer simulator. It's Party Hard, which it's on Steam. Next time it goes on sale, everyone should buy it because it's friggin' amazing. Basically, it's a game where you're a guy who got sick of people having parties and being noisy, and so you go and kill them all, which is something I've wanted to do so often in my life, and it's very cathartic. So being able to do this in a video game means that I can get my tension and stress out and not have to do it in real life. So this game has kept me out of prison. Thank you, Party Hard. You're great. Yeah, you go from party to party. You've got to murder everyone. You've got to hide the bodies. You don't want to get caught. It's just wonderful. It's got a really good soundtrack. And it came out in 2015. So like,
ooh.
You know, it's new. It's on Steam. Everyone should buy it. Go buy it. It's good.
Sounds good to me.
5.
My number 5 is Rayman Origins, and I played this on the 360, aka Ramen Oranges, as Dan likes to call it. Anyway, one day last year I decided, you know what, I'm gonna actually finally play this game, because I bought it in like 2014 or whatever. Anywho, the game is a joy to play. I didn't quite get the Zomb best platformer ever feel from it, as a lot of people did, but I still enjoyed it a lot. The game feels great to play, running, jumping, hitting, and so on feels good to do. Most levels are fun to play through. My favourites are the ones like needing like quick reflexes, such as the treasure chest levels or the last level with the pipes flying around and like you confront the teensy guy and there's pipes flying around and there's wind and all that lovely fun stuff. The game has a nice whimsical charm about it and there's some nice music. Yeah, there's not really much else I can say really, but it's a solid game.
Yeah, the chess levels are absolutely the best thing ever, and the music that plays in those levels is just so perfect.
They're top tier music.
Top tier.
What's your 5, Dan?
My number 5 is Orcs Must Die, and you can probably work out what Orcs Must Die is about from just like the title. There's a whole bunch of orcs, and gotta kill them, gotta go out and kill them orcs. But basically, the basic idea is it's kind of like a tower defense game, but you're in there with a sort of magical crossbow that can rapid fire, and you're protecting a rift. There's each level sort of set up, usually with like corridors or something, and you've got to stop the orcs getting to the rift, and by doing whatever you want. And it's fun. It's a great game. You know, it's kind of like people who have played Gears of War Horde mode. It's basically that, but with orcs, and you've got to kill them all.
Oh.
And it's got a really charming art style. It's really fun. It's fast paced. It gets really difficult. Like later on, I still haven't completed it because I kind of gave up and started playing other games because I bought a lot of games on Steam. I played about 4 of the. I bought about 19 games on Steam at one point, and like I played about 3 of them, and this was one of them. So if you have Steam, your PC could probably run it. It's pretty simple. It's kind of old. It's like 2011. It's just a lot of fun, so I'd suggest keeping an eye on Orcs Must Die for the Steam sales.
4.
Alright, my number 4 is Portal, the first one. This game is just brilliant, really. I just love how it starts off as like a simple puzzler, but then GLaDOS, whatever, like insults you more and more, and you see like the sort of backstage stuff like going on, and the game becomes a marvelous piece of work, to be honest. The way the story slowly slips in is brilliant, and I love stuff like that. You felt like you were the player yourself. I can't remember her name, like Shell or something.
Yeah, Shell.
Yeah, and you feel like you are her, and you're part of some mysterious company testing, and you just want to find out more. And I love when you escape and annoy GLaDOS, and it's brilliant.
And that
and
part
GLaDOS...
with the cake, and it's a lie. Chris, remember that? Oh, the cake! What a joke!
And dead parents and everything. But yeah, GLaDOS is always entertaining. I always look forward to when she spoke. And you got me to play both Portals, Dan, and I'm very grateful for it.
Did it? Was that me? I thought Ollie told you to.
Well, a lot of people have, and I was always going to play them, but I feel like you pushed me to do it sooner. So,
alright, cool.
Yeah, Portal, it's awesome. That's all I say.
It's a good game.
It's a GG. What is your 4?
My number 4 is Uncharted 3, another game from our top 8 games we should play list. It's it's great. It's an Uncharted game. It's undeniably an enjoyable
It's
experience.
movie simulator,
right?
Right?
It's a movie, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's basically a movie. I like movies, so obviously Uncharted appeals to me. But no, Uncharted 3 is really good. The gunplay can be a bit annoying sometimes. Uncharted's never had good gunplay, so that's weak. But apart from that, everything else is really good. The story is obviously good because it's a movie, The climbing is great, as always, even though everything Nathan Drake touches turns just to rubble. It's predictable at this point. You're like, oh, I'm climbing something. I wonder which of these handholds is going to crumble as I touch it. The puzzles are really great and well designed. Just in general, Uncharted 3 is a great game. It isn't as good as Uncharted 2, but it's up there. It's pretty exceptional. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. I definitely want to play those games at one point.
You should. They're good.
Yeah.
They're enjoyable.
3.
So, it was hard to decide if Portal was my 3 or this game, but I decided the replayability of Splatoon makes it just go just above Portal for me. Yeah, I know, whatever. I'm going to get to that, don't worry.
Sorry, I love how this episode started with me crapping all over Splatoon because it isn't replayable, and you open with the replayability of Splatoon. You're wrong.
I'm going to get to that bit, don't worry. So yeah, Splatoon's my number 3, that game I played last year. The game is really, really good to play. It's just satisfying spreading turf with ink and seeing your points rack up. I love the maps, the weapons, and the game at its core is just brilliant, really. I use the .52 gal deco thingy, and I love how that feels, and I love using the seekers that come with it. It's probably my favourite sub-weapon, actually. And ink strikes are fun to deploy on the gamepad as well. But yeah, Turf War is solid fun, but I also like diving into the ranked matches as well, with like Rainmaker, Splat Zones, or Tower Control as well. Rainmaker's my personal favourite though, because it's just a nice fun twist on the capture the flag type of mode. I've not been as big on Splatoon since its initial release, because its dumb stupid map rotation sells the experience for me a little bit, and it still bugs me that you can't swap weapons in the lobby either. Like, ugh. Like the
it's-
director of the game was like, oh well, if there's just like 2 maps for like 5 hours, you can like focus your strats. And no, shut up, you idiot.
Yeah, Splatoon is a great game with just so many tiny flaws that drag it
Yeah.
down. It's so irritating.
Yeah.
Could be perfect, but it isn't. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
However, Splatoon still remains to be a fun game that is rather addictive and definitely a fun game to play with friends online. Not offline though, because that sucks. And it's only addictive until you get bored of the 2 maps you're stuck in with. So yeah, Splatoon is great, but not that great. My number 3.
Yeah. You are a squid and a kid. Confirmed. Chris, I've got a quiz for you. Do you want to do a quiz?
Oh, okay. What?
What is the only game that makes the 3DS worth owning?
Oh, I know this one. It's
You know
number.
this one?
Dan's number 3 is A Link Between Worlds.
It's A Link Between Worlds, the only game that makes me slightly not regret buying a 3DS. So, I still regret the purchase, but A Link Between Worlds, I feel like I don't even need to really talk about it, because everyone knows that A Link Between Worlds is one of the best Zeldas. It's wonderful, it's amazing. The puzzles are designed beautifully, the item renting system is great, Ravioli's a cool guy. It's just good. It's just a very good game. Like, it's one of the best Zelda games. Maybe we'll talk about that at some point in an episode of 8-Brick. Top 8 Zelda games coming soon to Blockbuster, but you
To
know,
a ZBN
maybe
near
not.
you.
No, Blockbuster. We've got a deal. A Blockbuster even. Don't worry. Anyway, yeah, no. If you own a 3DS, I suggest, if you haven't played A Link Between Worlds and you own a 3DS, you're a fool. So go and buy it and play it.
That
If you don't own a 3DS, don't bother buying a 3DS just to play it, because the 3DS is it's a bad console.
No, it's
handheld.
not really.
bad. You might just have a phone. There are so many better games in the iOS App Store than there are in a 3DS library. Deal with it.
Oh.
Deal with it, effortless. I said it. Oh. ZBN Show War. Let's do this.
Well, I don't really
Come at
agree
me,
with that.
Scribblords.
But,
I'm ripped.
Okay.
I just want to see their reaction to what I just said.
A Link Between Worlds. That was actually a game that was on the games I should play. I still haven't played it.
It was on both of our lists, and I managed to play it, and you didn't. So you are a failure.
Well, yeah.
2.
Okay, so from one Zelda game to another, my number 2 is Majora's Mask 3D, or as I like to call it, Magi's Mask 3D for some reason. This was a brilliant game to play from start to finish. Once I got the hang of it, I got sucked into the game and loved travelling time and solving people's problems, going through dungeons, which I have to say was some of the best in the series. The mask system.
Because you haven't played A Link Between Worlds, that's why you think they're the best in the series, just saying.
I said one of.
Yeah, well, you have to play A Link Between Worlds, don't
When
you?
I play A Link Between...
And you'll understand how inferior Majora's Mask is.
Have you played Majora's Mask?
No, but I'm just trying to rile up the effortless kids as much as I can. Metroid Prime sucks too. Oh!
Anyway.
Shots fired. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I like the
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, I like the mask system and transforming into the into a Deco Scrub Lord.
Deco Scrub Lord. An Art Deco Scrub Lord. Someone draw that.
A Goron, a Zora. Those shake things up very nicely. I never played the original, so it's nice to play this remake. I'm sort of aware of some of the changes people didn't like, but that doesn't affect me really. I just love the mysterious dark tones the game had, and it just engaged me to keep playing and see it through till the end. I liked how items got a lot of use in this game. You'd be using like early masks and items in later dungeons, and you'd have to use several at once to solve things, and it was pretty great. Just a great game to play through, and up there my favourite Zelda list. Top 8 Zeldas, coming to you soon.
Exclusive to Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's my 2. What's yours?
My 2 is another game I got on the Steam sales, because Steam is God. PC Master Race, praise Gaben. This game is Rogue Legacy. It's a charming sort of roguelike pixel art sort of game. It's incredibly addictive. Basically, the concept is you go into a castle, you kill stuff, you get money, you die, you spend the money, you repeat. But every time you enter the castle, it shuffles, so there are different rooms, there's a different layout. So it's kind of like every time is different, and at the same time, every single time you do it, you're a new heir to this sort of family tree. And each heir is different in the sense of like you'll have a different class, you'll have different stats, and then you'll have weird modifiers. Like sometimes you will be OCD or colorblind, and those affect the gameplay. Like, if you're colorblind, the game just is in black and white for that run. If you're like, you can be clumsy, which means just objects break around you. Some like characters can just randomly jump high. There's one where it just flips the screen upside down. There's one where you're flatulent, which basically every now and then your character will just fart, which is pretty great. Just the whole game is charming. Every time you play it, it's different, so it's fun to just keep going into the castle, grinding money, coming back out, and every time you're stronger, so there's this progression and this sense of getting better each time. So yeah, it's just a fun game to play, and then eventually you work up to the point where you can beat the bosses and complete it, and it's good. It's very
Sounds
very good.
addictive.
Steam sales, praise Gaben, plug, Steam sales.
Oh, okay. So, I think only I'm gonna do my honorable mentions here, but what I've got is Halo 5. I did a 5 hours in for that. You should watch it right now. Worms Armageddon, Gears of War Judgment. I'm gonna mention Smash because I've been playing that game a crap ton this year, and with all the DLC and stuff.
DLC.
I also finished Dishonored and Fire Emblem Awakening, but I started those in 2014, so they probably don't count. But yeah, those are my honorables.
1.
Alright, my number 1. Well, I loved Portal, but my number 1 is Portal 2. Now this game, what a game.
The best game, the real game.
Is without a doubt one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, remember those months where you sat there going, "Oh, I don't know what to play," and I said, "Play Portal 2, you piece of crap," and then you just kept putting it off, and I forced you basically to do it.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it basically takes everything good about the first Portal and makes it so much better. Like the puzzles, the mystique, the story, the characters. It's just all so good. Wheatley and GLaDOS are just both very entertaining.
How are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Anyway, the puzzles feel like more fun to play, and I love what they did with the coloured ink goopy stuff. Like, that was brilliant, really. Anyway, Portal 2, I loved every minute of it, and I didn't want it to end. It's just so good. I actually have a 5 hours in recorded of that, but it'll go up one day.
Pick it up in the Steam sales. Pick it up in the Steam sales.
Steam sale.
Steam sale. Praise Gaben. PC Master Race.
Yeah, Portal 2. It's a GG. What's your one?
GG. Do you want to know something else you can pick up in the Steam sales?
What?
Civ 5. Civ 5 is beautiful. Civ 5 is perfection. I've spent entire days where I haven't actually stood up. I've stayed in my chair for like 12 hours straight.
Oh yeah.
I've literally just sat there, starving, dehydrating. Like, when I stand up after a Civ game sometimes, I stand up and I go, oh god, this is what it feels like to stand up. Oh man. And then I just head rush and almost die because I've just been sitting there essentially in a comatose state because of Civ 5. But it's definitely one of the best games I played in 2015. No, it is the best game I played in 2015, and possibly one of the best in my library of games, like, full stop. It's amazing. I can see myself playing it far into the future, or at least until Civ 6 comes out, or at least until Civ 6 comes out with expansions that make it worth playing. Speaking of, if you do buy Civ 5, buy the complete edition, because apparently it's a bit crap without the expansions. But yeah, Civ 5, excellent. Buy it in the Steam sales, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 8. 8 out of 8, mate. Great bait. Would rate. Amazing.
Well, I think that, yeah, my number 1 is Portal 2.
And mine is Civ 5, and this has been 8-Brit Top 8 Games we played in 2015. Sorry, it's a bit late.
Yeah, I have no idea when this episode's going to go up, but
late
who cares? late Brit, yeah. Anyway, to do all this social stuff now, let's see. ZBN has a Twitter, at the ZBN, and I have a Twitter, at CJMonk_, and we also have a Facebook and stuff, and, yeah. This has been 8-Brit. Goodbye. Steam sales.